Hi, my name is Morgan Wagner, and for my research paper topic, I chose to write about climate change. And I had a couple different research questions I was going to use for this, but at the end, I thought doing one and hitting one really hard would be my best bet. So the one that I picked was, how does the media influence public opinions based on climate change? So this is important because you can see how much we are influenced by public figures and celebrities day and day, what they tweet about, post, anything. We are influenced by what they say, and how does that change our opinion or even grow our opinion on certain things? So I wanted to show everybody how much media influence us when it comes to climate change. So going right off the top, I'm talking about a public figure, and I thought this one would be really good for my paper because it goes right into my research question about media being influenced. So, if we're starting right off the bat, I have an article about Donald Trump, and Donald Trump is our president of the United States, and we see what he says every day. He does interviews every day. We watch him on TV almost every day. He is a big influencer on people. So he says certain things that influence us on just anything. But he has been talking about climate change recently in the last year, and he's been posting some things on social media. And recently, he did say in a press release that perhaps we could use a little bit of that good old global warming. Well, my author, when he writes about this, Mark Osborne, he says in this, just because you're in the media doesn't mean you know what you're talking about. And by you saying this information could be false. So, like I said, the author mentions how climate data has to be measured with many years and not just in a couple days like Donald Trump thinks. This stuff has been happening for years. And it doesn't just happen in one day. And like I said, this article is a really good source for my paper because it references well to the political battle that continues to rage when it comes to topics about climate change and like the political aspect of the issue. And this, like I said, this doesn't help public opinions on this matter. Donald Trump is not helping with the opinions, even if he was right or wrong. He's kind of just all over the place when it comes to topics like that. But as we get into my another one, a big one I feel like I have to talk about before I can even get into my research question is, what is climate change? I know a lot of us don't know what climate change is. Sometimes, I feel like I wonder, what is climate change? I feel like it's a huge topic that we just aren't really for sure about. So this article goes right into what is climate change, what it does to the earth, what it's doing to us right now. And I just feel like to get into my research question about how media influence public opinions, we have to know exactly what climate change is, what it's doing to us, and go from there to my other stuff. So then I had another one that I thought was very interesting in talking about people and different states. So Foz is the author for this article, and she writes about people, that she examines people in different states, and she sees how just that how much of an impact Americans can have on climate change and how their cities can have on climate change. And she uses two different states, two that are very close by each other, and she talks about just how much these states influence climate change and what each state is doing to make climate change, or it helps climate change, or it's putting more out there to climate change. So just talking about like different cities and what they are doing to provide climate change or helping to do climate change, or just what people are doing to impact it. So as we get into that, when it comes to my final paper, I obviously am trying to hit a lot on people, because people be influenced by media and media about climate change, because there's so many good sources about there. But I definitely think these two are important. We have to know what climate change even really means. before we can get into how are we influenced by it if we don't know what it means. And then being able to see what different states bring to the table, that's very important. But I just really want to get based to how we're influenced and how easily we can be influenced by public by climate change. So that's really what I want to hit hard on my paper, and I think I feel good about it. I have really good sources. So yeah, thanks for listening.